Sonny Reyes Guerra of 92.3 FM. Pakilapit lang po sa mikropono. Veritas Emeritus.
Para po kay Attorney Padilla. Ano po yung garantiya, Attorney Padilla, sakaling hindi na mapigil talaga itong RH law? Ano po ang garantiya ng pamahalaan na magkakaroon tayo ng good standard of education, living, katulad ng sinabi po ninyo kanina? At nabanggit din po ni Doktora na yun nga kung siguro kung noong 1950s, meron tayong RH law, baka wala din po ako ngayon dahil 13 ho kami sa pamilya, kaming magkakapatid. So,
Walang kondom sa lugar niyo.
Isa pa po ang second question ko lang po. Bukas na po yung oral argument sa Supreme Court dun sa RH law. Ano po yung magiging partisipasyon natin dito?
Sige. Klaruhin ko lang yung tanong. Ano yung garantiya na kapag
Magiging
napasa?
maayos ang edukasyon
Pag
at
napasa.
services. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the RH law actually provides for sexuality education through the public schools. And then it requires public hospitals to provide information on family planning methods. And in terms of, for example, issues now, kunyari yung sa inyo, kunyari 13 ba sa inyo, children, and then 16 sa kanila, and then 9 sa inyo, 10 ba? The problem is that now we have more people in the Philippines. That's why the public school education has actually, they have 3 sessions throughout the day. So AM morning session, afternoon session, evening session. So that's the difference between before 1950s, 1960s. I was born 1960s, and now. Now, before when they used to have a full day of school and all schools available, now you would have some. I would see some of them conducting classes outside of the rooms. We do not have sufficient classrooms to provide for all of the school children. That is why, yun nga, we end up having 3 sessions, even in Metro Manila. We're not even talking about outside of Metro Manila, where they would have to walk for about 4 kilometers, 2 hours, just to go to the nearest school. So here we're talking about rural, poor, urban, indigenous people also, and then people in the autonomous region of Muslim Mindanao. I also do work in, for example, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, Cotabato. I have been to these areas. And you would see the impact also of militarization. And the militarization not only impacts them in terms of their displacement, but even in terms of yung reproductive health, you would see that as well. You would have the highest maternal mortality rate is actually in the ARM region. And the same issues in rural poor, urban poor, indigenous, they would have the highest maternal mortality, highest birth rates, for example, highest teenage pregnancies in these areas.
Attorney, hindi kaya masyadong bloated yung ARMM? Lagi kasing bloated ang datos ng ARMM eh.
I don't think so because these statistics are done by the NSO. Unlike before when we used to have the elections, etc.
Including the birds and the bees. No? Yes, Doctor. Sa inyo po, ano reaction ninyo?
I think we should always return to the basic that each human life, once it is formed, is of God. As long as we respect life, from whatever way it was formed, we will never lose. Because life is of God. And if we respect life, we respect God who is its author. What will it take of us to sustain this life, to support this life is, number 1, it will ask of us to do more work. Number 2, to be more responsible. Number 3, to be more helpful of each other. in our family, what we do right now is we have a project that we try to send one child at a time, but we select the one who is very willing to go to school. These are children of very indigent families. So I think as long as we are willing to do what it takes, life will prosper, our nation will prosper, and a nation who respects life will never lose. It will always win, because when we are with God, we could never lose. Thank you.
Sol Vancy.
Good morning ho. Question lang about the city of Manila. I live here, no? We all know and remember what happened during Lito Atienza's time, na bawal talaga ang any form of contraceptive. Tapos, panahon ni Mayor Lim, hindi niya sinabi actually na bawal, pero ayaw niyang gumasta ng public funds for any contraceptive method. May balita na ba kayo kung anong posisyon ni ERAP?
He hasn't expressed his position. However, when he was the president of the Philippines, he actually appointed Dr. Romualdez, who is pro-RH, who's an advocate of the RH law. And during his term as president, he was promoting the full range of contraceptive methods.
So you see the same situation now that he's mayor of Manila.
I'm hoping that he would implement the same policy that he implemented when he was a president.
Okay. Sky from Tapat.
Hello, good morning. And this question is directed to the both of them, no? Kasi parang kanina na-mention about rape victims, and na-curious lang ako as a young person. I would just like to ask, kasi if ever there's a rape victim, example ako, na-rape ako, and I'm already pregnant, and unwanted, ayoko nun, ayoko ng bata, what would you suggest? What would you suggest to the person? And first po, kay Attorney Padilla, do you actually suggest on doing abortion? Or kasi nga, unwanted ayoko. And kay Dr. Octaviana, paano kung... Octaviano, sorry. Paano kung hindi ako naniwala kay God? What are the practical tips that you would suggest to me about it? Second question po, sorry. Essentially, this RH bill is for women. How will this empower men? How will this empowerment, ano na lang ba? Sige, dahil may contraceptives, payag na lang. Sige, kahit kanino na lang, may condom naman. And for women, are we encouraging women to take pills as early as teenage years? Kasi nga, baka pwedeng ma-rape or ayaw mabuntis. And third question, is population really a problem? Is it really a problem here in the Philippines? Yun lang po.
Sige. Saan natin sisimulan? Kay attorney, yung tungkol sa rape muna. Gusto niya magpa-abort.
First, I'd like to talk about emergency contraceptives first. Okay, what is an emergency contraceptive? Okay, if one is a rape victim, within 3 to 5 days, she can actually take emergency contraceptives, the same pills, for example,
Morning
but
after
in
to.
higher dosage, morning after pill, and this can prevent pregnancy resulting from rape. Okay, the problem is that you would have doctors who would not tell their patients about this. Okay, I know of one doctor who is a member of the Opus Dei, what's that? Church ba tawag doon? Movement. Okay, and she heads a woman's desk. Okay, when we asked her if she would recommend emergency contraceptives, at first she said she would not because she's a member of the Opus Dei. Okay, but I learned a year after that their desk is now providing for emergency contraceptives. Okay, now providing information. Okay, so here you would see an example of an Opus Dei believing that as government women's desk, they should provide information to emergency contraceptives to rape victims because they have a right not to become pregnant as a result of rape. So that's one. Okay? The abortion issue, that depends on the woman. Diba? Nasa sa kanya yun. If she wants to undergo abortion, that would be her decision. Okay? On one hand, I could tell her, if you want, we can file a case and argue in court that they should allow you to allow you safe abortion, and precisely that the law should recognize that. So that's one. On the issue of men, the law would benefit men, definitely, because it would provide the same information, contraceptive methods. In fact, I know of some doctors, male doctors who, actually men, who were actually the ones who convinced their doctor wives to come into the fore of reproductive health advocacy. So you would see that actually in a lot of men who are actually advocating strongly for the RH law, and men saying that, coming into saying in media that I have undergone no scalpel vasectomy and it has promoted our sexual, my sex with my wife, he was saying, because now they're not afraid of the wife getting pregnant, for example. And for the same issue I mentioned earlier with regard to STI, sexually transmitted infection, reproductive tract infection, HIV, this could prevent HIV and a lot of STI infections. In terms of adolescents, we are saying that they should not engage in early sex. Rather, they should delay the onset of sex, and at the same time practice same sex if they cannot really stay away from early sex.
Okay, thank you. Doktora, may isa pa tayong guest ngayon.
As far as a rape victim, the child is not the perpetrator. She does not deserve to die. Let the child live and have it for adoption. I have a lot of patients who wants to have a child but could not. So let the child live. Regardless of the manner she was formed, the child is of God. She doesn't deserve to die. Number 2, for men, just advise them to just have cold shower. Sterilizing oneself is an act of mutilation. It destroys a part of our body, which in the first place is not ours in the first place. It is of God. So just take a cold shower and just hold hands. No, there are times when I am married. We know a lot of things, how to you just hold hands and then, there are many ways. Sexual intercourse is not the main menu all the time. You can always control. I don't believe that we are animals, that we could not control our things like this. We are human beings and have dignity, and we have the sense of mastery and self-control. Thank you.
Doc, sa holding hands daw nagsisimula eh.
And medyo
para-paraan na lang yan.
Oo, sige.
Sige. Yesterday morning, I got a call from a friend, Madam Belinda Olivares Cunanan, telling me about the plight of Malot Galenzoga. So may we have Malot now to tell us her story. Magandang kwento ito eh. Kaya pakinggan din natin, attorney at doktora, baka meron kayong maipapayo. Magandang pag-usapan ito. Akala natin tapos na yung eleksyon. Yung pala meron pang hiwaga sa eleksyon. So let's find out from Malot Galenzoga. Malot, please. It's your turn. Tell us. We're running short of time.
Maybe I give you
Yeah.
a brief
Yes,
background.
Belinda, please.
Malot Galenzoga ran as unang candidate in Baybay City. Baybay is the biggest of 3 cities of Leyte, and she ran against a re-electionist, Carmen Cari, who is with the Cari
Petilla dynasty there. And unfortunately, Carmen Cari was proclaimed as winner only after 25% of the election returns were in. So clearly, that is what Malot supporters are protesting, what they claim to be illegal, the illegal proclamation of Madam Cari. But the story doesn't end there, and let Malot take over. Malot.
Malot, ito yung microphone natin. Please.
Ang nangyari po kasi sa Baybay, nung election day, nag-protest po kami against dun sa illegal composition ng City Board of Canvassers kasi ang inappoint po ng COMELEC, yung city officer, hindi lawyer. Tapos yung city registrar na appointed ni Carmen Cari tsaka city social worker. Inopose po namin yun pero dininay po ng COMELEC. So ang nangyari po, nung the following day, May 14, pinroclaim po si Carmen Cari ng COMELEC din nung illegal composition na COMELEC. Tinanong po namin kung anong basis ng proclamation kasi alam po namin na walang na-transmit gamit yung PCOS machine sa lahat ng mga presinto sa Baybay, which is 109 clustered precinct. So, nung chinek po namin sa COMELEC at saka sa computer, 25% pa lang po ng returns ang na-transmit. Kahit ngayon i-check nyo sa COMELEC, 44% pa lang ang na-transmit through electronic transmission. Ang sabi po ng COMELEC, Baybay, 25% daw po based on electronic transmission. 75% po through manual counting. Sabi namin, nasa resolution ng COMELEC na hindi pwedeng i-proclaim ang isang kandidato na hindi electronically and digitally transmitted ang mga returns. So, minano-mano daw po nila yung 75%. Sabi namin, kung minano-mano nila, imposible po na matapos yung counting in one day. So, pinroclaim po si Carmen Cari, tapos followed by oath-taking. Tapos last Thursday po, June 28, nag-oath-taking po ulit siya, second oath-taking niya. Doon na naman sa judge sa Palo. Tapos last Monday, July 1, nag-oath-taking naman po siya kay Secretary Ikot Petilla, Jericho Petilla, yung pamangkin niya po. Pero ang nangyari po last June 30, nagkaroon po kami ng Thanksgiving Mass kasama yung 25 to 30,000 na supporters ko. Nagmisa po kami. Pagkatapos magmisa, ang plano po namin is mag-march siya papuntang City Hall. Ang nangyari po, binarricade na nila yung buong City Hall. Kasama po yung National Road. So sabi namin, nakiusap kami sa mga pulis na kung pwede lumapit lang kami ng konti dun sa City Hall. Kasi ino-objectan po namin ang pag-upo ni Carmen Cari hanggang sa hindi po ma-resolve ng COMELEC National yung issue namin. Pero nagulat po kami kasi may mga tangke na po ng mga militar. Tapos yung isang company, yung buong brigade po at saka yung battalions ng military nasa Baybay na. So nagtanong kami bakit ang dami ng pulis at militar. So lumapit po kami ng konti doon at pagdating po doon, yung photographer po namin, kung nakikita nyo, pinukpok po ng 2x2 ng pulis. So nung pinukpok na po ng pulis yung photographer ko, medyo nag-react yung mga tao at lumapit papalapit para i-secure po yung photographer. Pero umulan na po ng maraming bato. Kasi hindi po namin alam kung saan galing yung bato. So ang nangyari po, nakalapit kami malapit sa City Hall. Noong mga around 5 o'clock na po, kinausap kami ni Colonel Gallardo na i-disperse daw yung mga tao namin. Nakita po namin na may mga dumating na mga civilian na ang sabi po sa amin ng ibang supporters namin na mga preso daw po yun galing sa provincial jail. May dala na po silang mga tubo. Kaya sabi po nung nag-usap-usap kami, pati yung mga pare, na i-disperse na lang natin to pagkatapos nating magrosaryo kasi baka marami nang masaktan. Sabi po nung brother-in-law ko na PMAyer din, si Conrad Dieza na, sige Colonel, aalis na kami pero isecure mo naman yung pag-alis ng mga tao kasi baka mabugbog ng mga tao mo. Anong mga tao ni Carrie. So pagpatalikod po namin, biglang papaalis na po kami, biglang may pumutok na baril. Sunod-sunod po, may natamaan po na minor de edad na supporter namin. Tapos pinaghuhuli na po ng iba yung mga pulis. Tapos pinagbubugbog po isang bus na supporters namin, basag yung bus, tapos bugbog sarado yung mga tao. Nakauwi na po kami sa bahay, mga around 8 o'clock ng gabi. Dumating na naman po yung isang batalyong army at yung buong kapulisan sa buong Leyte. Tinanong po ng brother-in-law ko, anong kailangan? Sabi po niya, iimbitahin daw po ako sa salang sedisyon at rebellion. So sabi nung brother-in-law ko na, Colonel, meron ba kayong warrant of arrest? Wala daw po. So sabi niya, hindi ko ibibigay yung sister-in-law ko kasi babae. Tapos ang dami-dami nyo. So sabi po, nag-meeting ulit kami ng pamilya namin. Sabi, lumapit po ulit si Colonel. Sabi po ni Colonel Valencia at saka ni Colonel Gallardo na in 30 minutes, pag hindi kayo pumayag, pipilitin namin kuhain si Malot. So, maya-maya po, sabi ko, hindi ako aalis, sasama ako kasi total, wala naman akong kasalanan at kung meron man akong kasalanan, pwede naman siguro ako makapiyansa. May nag-text po, dalawa, isang reporter at isang police bye-bye. Sabi niya, ma'am, alam ko matataas ang pader nyo sa bahay nyo, pero kung makakatakas ka pa, tumakas ka kasi gumagawa na sila ng eksena dito, paano kanila mapatay. Kaya kung makakatakas ka, tumakas ka kasi useless na mag-surrender ka kasi hindi ka nila bubuhayin. So, pinatakas po kami ng brother-in-law ko, tapos at mga 3 o'clock po kasi namimilit silang makakuha ng search warrant, hindi po ata nagbigay yung judge. So, mga 2:30, 2:15, yun na po yung sasakyan nung hindi ko na po alam yung nangyari. Siya po, media po from Tacloban, siya po yung nakakaalam ano na po yung sunod na nangyari. Pinilit pong sirain yung...
Ano nangyari?
Siya na po kasi yung kasi tumakas na po kami noon eh. Noong
Good morning.
June 30.
Good morning po sa panelist natin at nandito po sa loob ng restaurant na to. Ako po yung in charge na kasama dyan sa kumuha ng footage, camera, lahat ng pangyayari from start to end yung pagkuha ko ng picture. Ito po makikita po ninyo, nagtitipon-tipon na po yung mga membro ng Philippine National Police, regional mobile group at local police ng Baybay City. At the back ng patrol car na yan, nandoon po yung mga tangke, yung tangke ng 78 IB, Infantry Battalion. Dala din po nila yung kanilang medical vehicles ng 78 IB. Ito po yung nagmi-meeting po. Makikita po ninyo ito, yung mataba na pulis na yan, si Senior Inspector Bacalso with Superintendent Carlito Gallardo, ang hipi ng Baybay City Police Office. Nagtitipon-tipon na sila para sa paglusob na po sa bahay ng mga Galinsoga. Makikita po ninyo yung truck na yan. Yan po ay pag-aari po ng City of Baybay sa opisina po ng City Engineers Office. Yan po may logo. Ito po ay paatras na po ito para bungguin na po yung bahay ng mga Galinsoga. Sa front po ito, balik mo muna. Yan. Sa front po ito ng bahay, itong bahay na ito, bahay po ito ng mami ni Mayor Malot Galinsoga. At the back of that, sa likod niyan, yung bahay po ni Malot Galinsoga. Yan po. Yan, nag-assault na po sila dahil binunggo na po ng truck yung pintuan ng mga Galinsoga. So nagkaroon na ng assault yung mga taga Regional Mobile Group. Ayan po, makikita po ninyo yung mga tao na, teka muna, ayan po, makikita po ninyo yung mga tao na natutulog, na pilit na pinapatayo at pinapadapa ng mga pulis diretso po sa without search warrant at saka warrant of arrest. Makikita po ninyo, yan po, yung kanilang mga violation na ginawa sa mga taong nandoon po sa loob ng bahay ng mga Galinsoga. Sige. Yan. Wala pong warrant of arrest or search warrant na dala. Ito po yung nakaitim na yan ay isa pong media ng Cebu City. Nasa Freeman po siya. Asan Star. Isa pong media nakasama na pinadapa ng mga pulis dahil nandoon po sa loob ng bahay ng mga Galinsoga. Yan. Ito po ang entrance ng bahay ni Malot Galinsoga. Yan ay nasa kusina yan. Marami, babae, lalaki.
Alright. Sige. Nakita namin to. Ngayon, ang tanong ko, Malot, anong aksyon ang ginawa ninyo? Thank you, kapatid, ha? Thank you. Okay. Anong ginawa nyo?
Ngayon po kasi yung mga supporters namin nakakulong pa rin po.
Anong kaso?
Rebellion daw po at saka sedition.
Let's be precise. May kaso ba o wala?
Meron po, sedition daw. Yung iba po hindi pa na-file ng kaso. Yung iba po, finaila na ng kaso. Tapos hanggang ngayon po, nakadetain pa rin sila sa provincial jail at saka sa city jail. Kasi ayaw pong i-release ng mga police kahit na nagbigay na po ng warning ang CHR Regional Director na si Attorney Nasino.
Siguro pinakamagandang gawin ninyo ngayon, puntahan nyo yung CHR main office kay Eta Rosales. Number 1. Number 2, pumunta kayo sa Public Attorney's Office kay Persida Acosta para merong representation itong mga taong to. Then come up with sworn statements from those who were arrested. Each one of them should issue a sworn statement at ipadala sa Department of Justice. O yung affidavits and sworn statements. Dahil doon lalabas yung consistency nung ating sinasabi sa ginawa nila. Yes,
Melo, you know, when Malot arrived from Baybay to Manila, nagtatakbo yan from over mga rice fields, mango groves, pig farms and poultry farms. 4 hours sila naglalakad kasama itong kasi they couldn't use the highway because the highways were all had checkpoints. They would have been apprehended right away. So they went by on foot, then they commandeered a van that they hired to bring them to Macrohon, Southern Leyte, kasi Leyte was no longer safe for them. But then, pinabalik sila sa Ilongos because they were able to put the van on Roro to Cebu. Yun, from Cebu, they flew to Manila. Ganun ang ruta. You know, when she arrived, she called me because, you know, I didn't know Malot Galinsoga from anyone before the elections in Baybay. After the elections, nagkaroon na nga ito mga illegal proclamation, a priest in Baybay, very concerned. She has the support of the clergy there, the academic community, and civic organizations. Kasi nga, too long in power na itong dynasty na ito, na 32 years in power. Ngayon, this priest had a priest friend there who knew me because I'm among the anti-PICOS, crusaders, no? So I met her soon, about a week after the elections. And so when she got back here on the second return here, na fleeing Baybay, she called me. So right then and there, I called Eta Rosales because Eta Rosales was my contemporary in UP. We were very good friends, and I had her number, so I called her. Eta didn't know anything about it, about what was happening, the arrest of hundreds and hundreds. I mean, in fairness to her CHR there probably was also under control of the dynasty. Kaya, dun pa lang si Eta naghalungkat, and I think she ordered that those who had not been charged with any cases should be released, di ba? I mean, as our attorney here knows that. Pero they refused to follow. That's what I'm saying. That's why Malot chose to bring this to the media kasi saan pa siya tatakbo? Hawak yung buong martial law in Baybay. I wrote a blog. If all of you can
I
follow
have
me.
it. I have it.
Yes.
Yes.
Reign of terror in Baybay. That's what I termed it. It is a reign of terror. So, paano gagawin niya?
Siguro,
Melo.
ang pinakamaganda rito while she's here, kung may lawyer siya, yung sworn statement, makuha natin. At the same time, panghahawakan natin yon. And then, siguro si Sonny Isguera can check it out with Attorney Acosta for a meeting. Dahil this is something that should be attended to by lawyers. No? DILG? Excuse me. No. You cannot expect anything. Magkakakampi sila ron. Sad to say. Liberal yan eh.
Yeah.
Ngayon, sabi nila, the difference between liberal and una is the same. Pero I don't know really. But for us, siguro what we can do is listen to the statements and then kung merong sworn statement, give it to us, then we can really write about it. Now, while waiting for yung mga results nito, safe muna sa inyo, Madam Belinda. Then let's touch base on what we could do.
Maybe we media can, ask questions and bring it to the attention of Department of Justice, of CHR all over again.
Walang
yung
problema
ganon.
yan. Walang
Media
problema
lang
yan.
ang pwedeng tumulong sa ngayon dahil nga kakampi ng palasyo.
So we will end our forum now, and then sina Sonny and the rest of the media here can do the interviews.
Yes.
So with that, I'd like to say thank you to our friends who took time out to be with us. Si Dr. Octaviano, nakasama natin. Nakasama rin natin si Attorney Padilla, si Malot, who came all the way from Leyte, to all our media friends from FOCAP and various radio stations in Metro Manila and print. Maraming salamat po. Have a nice day. Sa susunod, we will talk about sex for flight and migrant workers. So this will entail DFA, DOLE, and immigration and what have you. We can deal also on trafficking. Thank you very much. Maraming salamat sa Aristocrat. Ito pa rin ang venue natin next week. Thank you.